But yet you continue to trash her.
Okay, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no. Sorry.
Do you know what? That's pathetic.
You can trash me, mate, but not my own
No.
stuff.
Absolutely diabolical behaviour.
And I'm doing the best that I can and doing it in a way that I feel is right. And I know that psychiatry is a pseudoscience.
But black people were called colored people because we come in all colors.
Ever wondered how some celebrities disappeared off of the face of the earth? While some made a successful comeback, others struggled. Join us as we discover the world of celebrities that ruined their careers with one interview. Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix is known for his intense and immersive performances, but his 2009 interview on Late Show with David Letterman became famous for all the wrong reasons. Phoenix appeared like he's a complete mess and also was unresponsive and confused, sparking and attracting a lot of attention and questions about his mental health and drug use.
But you're not going to act anymore?
No.
Huh. Why is that?
I don't know.
His mumbling responses and odd behavior, including a long, awkward silence and his announcement of a career change to rap music, took Letterman and the audience by surprise. The interview was later revealed to be a part of his mockumentary project, I'm Still Here, directed by his brother-in-law, Casey Affleck. While the film was intended to be a satirical commentary on celebrity culture, many viewers and industry professionals felt cheated on with. The bizarre stunt caused a significant dent in Phoenix's credibility and reputation. It took several years and critically acclaimed performances, such as his roles in The Master and Joker, for Phoenix to restore his standing in Hollywood. How about keeping your performances in front of the director only and not on a TV show? Something to live by. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise's 2005 interview with Matt Lauer on The Today Show is one of the most famous moments in modern celebrity interviews.
I'm just living my life. And I'm doing the best that I can and doing it in a way that I feel is right.
During the interview, Cruise fervently criticized psychiatry and the use of antidepressant medications, particularly targeting actress Brooke Shields for her use of antidepressants to treat postpartum depression.
And I know that psychiatry is a pseudoscience.
His statements, including calling Lauer glib and aggressively defending Scientology's stance against psychiatry, were seen as insensitive and out of touch. Yikes! The public's reaction was overwhelmingly negative, with many viewers feeling that Cruise's comments were both dismissive and condescending. This interview marked a turning point in Cruise's career, damaging his public image and contributing to a decline in his box office appeal. Not so surprising though, is it? While Cruise has managed to maintain a successful career, particularly with the Mission Impossible franchise, the Lauer interview remains a controversial and defining moment in his public life. Maybe next time he'll think before he speaks. He cannot be a secret agent for every situation and just get away with it. Belle Gibson. Belle Gibson, an Australian wellness blogger, saw her career disintegrate after a series of interviews exposed her as a fraud. Gibson claimed to have cured her terminal brain cancer through natural remedies and diet, gaining a large following and publishing a successful cookbook. However, in 2015, an investigation revealed that Gibson never had cancer and fabricated her entire story. Isn't she the brightest? In a damaging interview with Australian Women's Weekly, Gibson's inconsistencies and lack of remorse became apparent. She failed to provide clear answers and seemed indifferent to the hurt caused to her followers and those who believed in her.
Despite being given a 4-month deadline, you were still alive?
Yeah.
Was that an indicator to you that you didn't have brain cancer?
It wasn't an indicator.
The public's reaction to this was definitely not on her side, since they were beyond angry, with publishers pulling her books and app stores removing her wellness app. Deserved. Gibson faced legal action and was fined $410,000 for misleading consumers. Her case became a cautionary story about the dangers of misinformation and the importance of integrity in the wellness industry. Out of so many things to make a joke of, cancer surely isn't one of them. Alex Pettyfer. Pettyfer's reputation was further damaged by reports of difficult behavior on set and clashes with co-stars, including rumors of tension with Channing Tatum during the filming of Magic Mike. An interesting man indeed. The combination of his interview comments and behind-the-scenes issues led to a significant decline in his career opportunities. Roles that were once within his grasp became scarce, and he struggled to maintain his foothold in Hollywood. Although Pettifer has continued to work in the industry, his career trajectory has never fully recovered from the fallout of that interview. How about don't throw shade to the city that gave you your lifestyle? Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan, a British journalist and television personality, experienced a significant career setback after a controversial interview in 2021. Morgan, known for his outspoken and often strong views, faced intense backlash following his comments about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's interview with Oprah Winfrey. During his show Good Morning Britain, Morgan expressed disbelief over Markle's claims of experiencing racism and mental health struggles within the royal family. His remarks were widely criticised as dismissive and insensitive, leading to a record number of complaints to the UK's communications regulator, Ofcom. The situation escalated when Morgan walked off the set during a live broadcast after being challenged by co-presenter Alex Beresford.
But yet you continue to trash her.
Okay, I'm done with this.
No.
Sorry, no. Sorry.
Do you know what? That's pathetic.
You can trash me, mate, but not my
No.
See you later.
Absolutely diabolical behaviour.
Shortly afterward, ITV announced that Morgan would be leaving the show. A bit of a childish reaction. The incident not only ended his run on Good Morning Britain, but also severely damaged his public image. Morgan still remains a bold character, oftentimes with wrong views, but this incident is one that will not be forgotten. Storming off as a child who didn't get chocolates on Halloween is embarrassing for an old man. Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson's career faced significant scrutiny after a 2019 interview with The Independent, in which he recounted a troubling personal story. Neeson revealed that decades earlier, after a close friend was raped, he had walked the streets hoping to encounter a black bastard to kill in a misguided attempt at justice.
Get rid of this, and I'm not racist. This was nearly 40 years ago, but because I was brought up in, maybe I'm rabbiting on, Rob, so forgive me. I was brought up in the north of Ireland and brought up in the Troubles.
His candid admission of harboring violent, racist thoughts, even though he did not act on them, gained immediate backlash. Critics condemned his comments as racist and dangerous, questioning why he chose to share this story. Neeson attempted to clarify his remarks in subsequent interviews, emphasizing that he was ashamed of his past thoughts and highlighting the importance of overcoming such impulses. Despite his efforts to address the controversy, the damage was done. The public reaction was overwhelmingly negative, with many calling for boycotts of his films, but he sure did have courage to speak on such matters with such confidence. It shows how he's just a normal human who was haunted by his past thoughts. He gained my complete respect for opening up about something no one would have. John Mayer. John Mayer's career took a significant hit after a 2010 interview with Playboy magazine, where his direct and often inappropriate comments drew widespread criticism. Mayer's remarks about his past relationships and sexual preferences were seen as crude and disrespectful. He referred to his ex-girlfriends, including Jessica Simpson and Jennifer Aniston, in highly personal and unflattering terms. The most damaging part of the interview was his use of racial slurs and derogatory comments about African American women. Mayer attempted to explain that he was trying to be humorous, but his words were perceived as offensive and tone-deaf. Not a thing to joke about, that's for sure. The backlash didn't take that long, with fans and fellow musicians going against his remarks. Mayer issued a public apology and took a break from the spotlight, focusing on personal growth and recovery from vocal cord surgery. Although he eventually returned to music and regained some of his popularity, the Playboy interview remains a blemish on his career. A woman hater, plenty of those around in the celebrity world. Chris Harrison. Chris Harrison, the longtime host of The Bachelor franchise, found himself at the center of a major controversy following a 2021 interview with Rachel Lindsay, the first black bachelorette. During the interview, Harrison defended contestant Rachel Kirkconnell, who had come under fire for attending an antebellum-themed party and other racially insensitive actions. Harrison's comments, in which he downplayed the significance of Kirkconnell's actions and criticized the woke police, were widely condemned as dismissive of racism and lacking empathy. The backlash was quick, with fans and former contestants expressing their disappointment and calling for accountability. Harrison issued an apology and announced he would be stepping aside temporarily.
Antebellum parties are not okay. Past, present, future.
However, the damage was done, and in June 2021, it was announced that Harrison would be permanently leaving the franchise. How about side with Morales the next time? What do you think of that, Chris? Paula Deen. In 2013, Paula Deen, a celebrity chef known for her southern cuisine, faced a massive career downfall following a legal deposition where she admitted to using racial slurs. The admission came during a lawsuit alleging racial and sexual discrimination in her restaurants. When the deposition was made public, the backlash was immediate and severe. Deen's attempts to apologize and explain her past behavior did little to calm the outrage.
There's anyone out there that has never said something that they wish they could take back.
Major sponsors, including the Food Network, Walmart, and Smithfield Foods, quickly severed ties with her. Deen's image as a wholesome, grandmotherly figure was shattered, and her culinary empire began to crumble. Not a good thing at all. Yikes! The scandal highlighted the enduring impact of racism and the importance of maintaining a public image free from such controversies. Despite efforts to make a comeback, Deen has never fully recovered her former status. Creating a life for yourself, doing what you love, and ending it just because you're a narrow-minded person might be one of the worst downfalls a person can have. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's career faced severe challenges following his 2003 interview with Martin Bashir for the documentary Living with Michael Jackson. In the interview, Jackson made several controversial statements and admissions, including his practice of sharing his bed with young boys.
When Gavin was there, he talked about the fact that he shares your bedroom.
Yes.
Can you understand why people would worry about that?
Because they're ignorant.
While Jackson insisted that these interactions were innocent and non-sexual, the public reaction was overwhelmingly negative. The documentary reignited long-standing allegations of child molestation against Jackson, leading to a highly publicized trial in 2005. Although Jackson was cleared of all charges, the damage to his reputation was significant. The interview and subsequent legal battles was more popular than his musical achievements and contributed to a decline in his public standing. Jackson's image as the king of pop was forever tainted by the controversy. The fallout from the interview also strained his personal life and finances, leading to increased isolation and financial difficulties. Despite his enduring influence on music and pop culture, Jackson's later years were marked by ongoing scrutiny and controversy. If the man was cleared of all charges, why did the hate sustain? Could it be that money influenced the decision? Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong, once celebrated as a 7-time Tour de France champion and a cancer survivor, saw his career and legacy implode after a revealing 2013 interview with Oprah Winfrey. Armstrong admitted to using performance-enhancing drugs throughout his cycling career, following years of vehement denials and aggressive lawsuits against his accusers. Why does everything weird happen on Oprah's show? The poor woman might be left traumatized by now. The interview was a significant moment as it marked the first time Armstrong publicly acknowledged his use of banned substances.
Yes or no? Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
The fallout was immediate and severe. Armstrong was stripped of his Tour de France titles, banned for life from professional cycling, and lost numerous sponsorships. The interview not only destroyed his career, but also tarnished the reputation of his Livestrong Foundation, which had raised millions for cancer research. Armstrong's confession revealed a calculated and extensive doping scheme, leading to widespread disillusionment among his fans and supporters. And this is the reason why people cannot have nice things or be treated equally. The man sure did mix dishonesty and his drugs and won 7 times. Billy Bush. This was not actually an interview, but a TV show released an audio between Trump and Bush, and that's where everything went downhill. Billy Bush's career took a dramatic downturn after the release of a 2005 Access Hollywood tape in 2016, which featured a filthy conversation between him and then presidential candidate Donald Trump. In the tape, Trump made highly inappropriate comments about women, and Bush was heard laughing and encouraging Trump's remarks.
You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and her. She was married.
Huge news there.
I just started kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the do anything.
Always double check the gear you have on. The tape, released during the height of the 2016 presidential campaign, sparked anger, and the majority of the people went against him. As a result, Bush was suspended and later fired from his position as a co-anchor on NBC's Today Show. Despite his attempts to apologize and explain his behavior, the public perception of Bush was severely damaged. There's no possible way to save yourself after you've been caught red-handed. F for effort. Billy forgot that the walls do have ears. 5 Seconds of Summer. The Australian pop rock band 5 Seconds of Summer faced significant hate after a 2018 Rolling Stone interview, which was a big deal. During the interview, the band members made several controversial and misogynistic remarks, including boasting about their sexual exploits and making crude jokes. What in the world is going on? The interview showed the band in a highly unflattering light, portraying them as immature and disrespectful. Fans and critics alike condemned their comments, leading to a decline in their popularity and tarnishing their image. The band later issued apologies and attempted to distance themselves from their past behavior, emphasizing their growth and maturity since the interview. What's with people and distancing themselves, as if that would make the situation anything better? You can never look back from that moment, especially when you have teenagers as a fan base who forgive very little. Paula Abdul. Paula Abdul, a singer, dancer, and former American Idol judge, experienced a career setback following a bizarre 2007 interview on a local Fox affiliate morning show. During the interview, Abdul appeared disoriented, mixing up her words and making random pointless statements. The strange behavior raised questions about substance abuse, although Abdul later attributed it to technical difficulties and exhaustion. The public perception of Abdul as unstable and unreliable was further reinforced by her erratic behavior on American Idol.
You know what? They said, listen, any publicity is good publicity. You gotta learn to eat it up and embrace it and say, Seattle had the best delusional people.
Although she continued to work in the entertainment industry, her credibility and professional reputation were significantly damaged. Her publicity team might be embarrassed just to see a disaster in the works. But oh well. The woman sounded like she was trying not to sound drunk. And guess what? She miserably failed. The Chainsmokers. The Chainsmokers, an American DJ and production duo, faced significant backlash following a 2016 Billboard interview. In the interview, members Alex Pohl and Drew Taggart made several controversial comments, including boastful remarks about their sexual exploits and dismissive attitudes toward their critics. Their cocky and arrogant demeanor drove away many fans and industry professionals. What's with famous bands trying to ruin their image by being a cool kid? The public reaction was largely negative, with critics calling out their unprofessionalism and lack of humility. Despite their continued success in producing hit songs, the interview left a lasting impact on their public image. Imagine being their partners and hearing all these shameless acts that they are proud of. They sure were famous for all the wrong reasons at the time. They definitely did not want something just like this, but too late. Prince Andrew, Duke of York, experienced a catastrophic fallout following his 2019 interview with BBC's Newsnight regarding his association with convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The interview, intended to clear his name, had the opposite effect. His plans did not work out. Karma sure is a bitch. Prince Andrew's responses were widely criticized as evasive, lacking empathy for Epstein's victims, and filled with useless explanations. And also his claim that he could not sweat due to a medical condition and his failure to express regret for his friendship with Epstein drew a lot of hate.
He has quite obviously conducted himself in a manner unbecoming, yes.
Unbecoming? He was a sex offender.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm being polite.
Are we surprised? The public reaction was overwhelmingly negative, leading to Prince Andrew stepping back from his public duties and numerous organizations cutting off ties with him. This just goes to show that even your friendships can have lasting effects. That too with a famous sex offender. You're technically asking for it. The interviewer was not at all in the mood for this filthy conversation. Katherine Heigl. Despite its commercial success, Heigl's remarks in a 2008 Vanity Fair interview about her 2007 film Knocked Up, which grossed $219 million, sparked significant controversy and had lasting repercussions on her career. In the interview, Heigl described Knocked Up as a little sexist, critiquing the film's portrayal of women. She commented that the movie paints the women as shrews, as humorless and uptight, and it paints the men as lovable, goofy, fun-loving guys. Weird since she decided to be in the movie. This statement was seen as a direct criticism of the film's script and its creators, including Apatow and Rogen. Heigl's remarks were seen by many in the industry as ungrateful and unprofessional, given the film's role in boosting her career profile following her success on Grey's Anatomy. The fallout from Heigl's comments extended beyond her relationships with Apatow and Rogen, the creators. She developed a reputation for being difficult to work with, a perception that was created by other publicized incidents. For instance, Heigl withdrew her name from Emmy consideration for her role on Grey's Anatomy in 2008, stating that she hadn't been given material worthy of an Emmy nomination. This move was interpreted as a slight against the show's writers and producers, further solidifying her image as challenging and ungrateful. What an odd woman. Heigl's honesty about her dissatisfaction with certain roles and projects might have been intended to advocate for better representation and stronger roles for women in Hollywood. However, the manner in which she expressed her views was seen as tactless, harming her professional relationships and limiting her opportunities. Next time, be grateful for the position you're in, because there are some people who die trying. Megan Fox. Megan Fox's career faced a significant setback following a 2009 interview with Wonderland magazine where she criticized director Michael Bay. Fox compared Bay to Hitler and Napoleon, describing him as a nightmare to work with. Her comments were seen as highly unprofessional and disrespectful, leading to her being fired from the Transformers franchise. That's a disrespectful thing to say to anyone. Bay and executive producer Steven Spielberg were reportedly unhappy with her remarks and fired her, and she was replaced by Rosie Huntington-Whiteley in the third installment of the series. Fox's career struggled to recover from the fallout, as she faced difficulty in securing major roles in Hollywood thereafter. Although she has continued to work in the industry, her career never reached the same heights as during her time with the Transformers franchise. It just goes to show that maybe following basic principles of not comparing your director to a dictator is just the right way to do things. Oh, Megan. Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen's career and personal life have been marked by many controversies, but his 2015 reveal about being HIV positive was a particularly significant moment. On November 17, 2015, Sheen appeared on NBC's Today Show in an interview with Matt Lauer, where he disclosed his HIV positive status.
They walked in the room and said, boom, here's what's going on. It's a hard 3 letters to absorb, you know? It's a turning point in one's life.
During the interview, Sheen explained that he was diagnosed with HIV around 4 years earlier and had chosen to keep his diagnosis private until then. He described his initial reaction as one of disbelief and fear, but stated that he had come forward to put an end to the blackmail he had faced. Sheen revealed that he had paid millions of dollars to keep his condition a secret, as individuals who knew about his diagnosis threatened to expose him. Sheen's decision to disclose his HIV status was met with a mix of sympathy and criticism. Many praised him for his courage in coming forward and hoped that his public admission would help reduce the stigma surrounding HIV and AIDS. Sheen expressed hope that his story would encourage others to get tested and seek treatment if necessary. His announcement brought attention to the importance of HIV awareness and education. However, the interview also highlighted Sheen's personal life. He admitted to engaging in risky behaviors, including unprotected sex.
Have you had unprotected sex on any occasion since your diagnosis?
Yes, but the 2 people that I did that with were under the care of my doctor, and they were completely warned ahead of time.
But insisted that he had always disclosed his HIV status to his partners. This claim was contested by some of his former partners, leading to further public hate and legal challenges. Critics argued that Sheen's behavior was reckless and irresponsible, particularly given his high-profile status and influence. In the aftermath of the interview, Sheen continued to struggle with personal and legal issues, but he also became an advocate for HIV awareness. He participated in campaigns and spoke about the importance of medical treatment and support for those living with HIV. While his reveal did not completely rehabilitate his public image, it did contribute to the broader conversation about HIV and the importance of reducing stigma. Duping women just because you're famous will most definitely land you in jail. R. Kelly. In March 2019, R. Kelly sat down for a highly anticipated interview with Gayle King on CBS This Morning, where he attempted to address the allegations of sexual misconduct and abuse that had been levied against him.
They are still talking about you with underage girls.
The interview came in the wake of the explosive Surviving R. Kelly documentary series, which detailed decades of accusations and painted a disturbing picture of Kelly's behavior towards women and underage girls. During the interview, Kelly denied the allegations, at times becoming highly emotional and defensive. One of the most controversial moments came when King pressed him on accusations involving underage girls. Kelly's evasive response asking, "How old is 16?" became a focal point of the interview. This rhetorical question was perceived by many as a disturbing attempt to justify or minimize the gravity of the allegations against him. The interview showcased Kelly's behavior and lack of remorse. At one point, he stood up, pounded his chest, and shouted, "I'm fighting for my f***ing life."
Stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. Y'all, I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years.
His outbursts and emotional pleas were widely seen as attempts to gain sympathy and deflect from the serious nature of the accusations. However, instead of garnering support, his actions only reinforced public perception of his guilt and instability. The public reaction was negative, with many viewers finding Kelly's attempts to downplay the allegations and his aggressive demeanor troubling. The interview did nothing to rehabilitate his image. If anything, it solidified his portrayal as a predator who lacked accountability for his actions. In the aftermath, Kelly faced legal consequences. He was arrested and charged with multiple counts of sexual abuse, and the interview played a role in swaying public opinion against him. Several music streaming services removed his music from their curated playlists, and various collaborators distanced themselves from him. The interview, rather than serving as a platform for Kelly to clear his name, became proof of his inability to convincingly refuse the serious charges against him. What did the man think would have happened after that statement? Unbelievable. Each interview showed us how A-list celebrities ruined their careers just by opening their mouths. Some suffered far worse than others. Are you still a fan of any of them?